Okay, so this is about JavaScript events. So in this we discuss about what is exactly an event or what are events and what are actually event listeners or just listeners. Okay, we add listeners in the same way you can remove listeners. So how to remove listeners or removing listeners. And for single event, we are going to add multiple listeners. Okay, then what are exactly event handler properties and what are event objects and other properties of event objects are what? Then we need to prevent sometimes default behavior. So all this we discuss in this now. Very first thing is events are the things that happen in the browser. Okay, they happen in the browser. That means in the given document. So when you look at BOM meaning is what here? Browser object model. Okay, the browser object model, very top level object is here window object. Okay, very top level object is actually window object. Within the window object, you have the document object. BOM is basically hierarchy of the objects. Okay, BOM stands for browser object model. One more is DOM. DOM stands for document object model. These two are the API models available with the JavaScript. So first one is BOM. BOM stands for browser object model. That means what are the objects available in the browser? We can understand from that. Top level object is window, and in that you have actually like document, then screen, then location, okay, then navigator. So like this, you have different types of objects in the BOM. Similarly, when it comes to DOM, DOM means nothing but document object model. So in this hierarchy, document is in the top level. So inside the document, you can have various elements. Okay, for example, take here like a paragraph or div or anchor tag or input. All these are going to be part of the document. So that's why we call this as document object model. In the case of BOM, it is browser object model. Okay, so browser meaning is what? Inside the browser, you have a window. The window is going to contain number of different objects in that, like navigator object, screen object. Okay, then here document object. Okay, navigator object. All these you find within the given BOM, browser object model. So BOM is basically a collection of different objects which are available with the browser. Okay, so the events are nothing but they are the, certain signals, they get triggered within the browser. So we can call them even as notifications. These are notifications generated in response to code execution or user actions. For example, we were showing some time. Once for every 1 second, what is happening? Some event is getting triggered there. Okay, so with that, it is changing the time. Similarly, user clicks on the button. So it is what user initiated action. So that is also nothing but event. Okay, something like click event, mouse move event, mouse up event, mouse down event, key up event, key down event. So all these are nothing but different types of events which happen within the web page or within the browser. Okay, so the example for events are here. The user selects, clicks or hovers the current cursor over a certain element. Okay, we may select some data from that, or the user might be clicking on that, or just cursor may be moved over it. So they are nothing but here certain events again here. So select, on select, or on change, on click event, on DBL click event, or on hover, or on focus, on loop, focus out, focus in. So like that, you have different types of events. So cursor happens in that case. Cursor means what? Whatever the pointer is showing here, this is called as cursor. When it moves over some element, that is called as here hover. Okay, so these are few events we have. Similarly, the user chooses a key on the keyboard. When user is pressing some keyboard key, it's also nothing but event. The other day we have seen it. So key down event or key up event we have seen. Okay, similarly here the user resizes or closes the browser window. It's also nothing but resize event. Okay, suppose you are trying to load something from server. So before you load, actually it's loading event, but once everything is loaded, load completed event, like that you can think. Or when you have a form of data, that form data you submit, so this is called a submit event. Okay, sometimes what happens, you may start video playing, you may pause it, or you may end it, or you may close totally that one. So they are also nothing but different events. Or when some error is occurring, even that is going to be an event. Okay, to react to an event, we attach an event handler to it. Now, if you look at this example, okay, if you come to this here, this is the event handler. when we click on the button, it has to execute some piece of code. So this is called as here event handler. This is called as event handler. An event handler is nothing but a function. Upon clicking on the button, it executes the function, gets executed. Okay, so once again, let us go here. Okay, so to react to an event, we attach an event to event handler to it. So in the case of actually on click, what exactly we had there, calculate age is the event. Yeah, calculate age is the function that is called as event handler. Upon clicking on the button, the event handler is getting called, or the function is getting called there. Okay, so event handler is a block of code, usually a JavaScript function that you as a programmer, we create it. So that runs when the event fires. When such a block of code is defined to run in response to an event, we say we are registering an event handler. So there, first of all, we registered event handler. On click equal to what we have written. So calculate age. We are first of all registering event. Then after that, when you click on the button, it's going to be getting executed. Okay. Event handlers are sometimes called as event listeners as well. We can call them even as listeners, event listeners. They are going to listen for the event. When the event is occurring, what happens? It is going to execute some piece of code. For example, see here, constant here, btn equal to document.query selector btn. We are going to get the button here. Okay, you are getting hold of the particular button there. Then what we write here, we are writing function random number, then return math.floor, math.random multiplied with number plus 1. Okay, so math.random, what value it can generate? It's going to generate a value between 0 and 1. Always it's going to pick a value between 0 and 1. I think 2 sessions before, we have done one application that is made for picking random numbers. At that time, we used the random function. It's nothing but guessing game or lucky game we created. So in the lucky game, we use a random function. With the help of that, computer can pick a random number. So same thing we do here. So when this function is called here, what is happening? It's going to generate a random number. But you are going to give a number here, up to which number you want to get. Whether you want to generate up to 10 or 20 or 30 or 40, whatever number you give, up to that, it's going to be generating for us a random number. Okay, and this is the function we have written. Function, random number, random, followed by we are passing parameter number. Sorry. We are passing a number here to the as a parameter, then return math.floor, math.random multiplied with number plus 1. So like this, it's going to be a random number for us. Then what we do, we are adding the listener here. So the function is available here for us random. Okay, but upon clicking on the button, what should happen? This has to be called there. So random has to be called. So what we do here, btn.add event listener. So this is available already with the JavaScript. You need to add the event listener and we go here with the click. So this function is called as actually arrow function or anonymous function. We don't have any function name in this. So this is called as a arrow function or anonymous function here. So what we do here, we go with the set of parentheses, then equal symbol greater than. That means what this function goes to, and here it is constant RNDCOL. That means what random color equal to, here what we do, RGB $random 255, then $random 255, $random 255. And we are putting this in the backtick. So what is exactly called? From here to here, we call something it. What is it exactly? So this is called as here template string. We call this as template string. It's going to give you a RGB value. So RGB is nothing but red, green, blue. Okay, you're going to get actually here a red, green, blue value. It's meant for color. Similarly, we can go with the hexadecimal code. Whenever you want to go with the colors, either you can use RGB function or you can use hexadecimal notation. So here RGB, we are putting within the backtick. That means what we are going to create here, some template expression. Okay, so it is starting with backtick, ending with backtick. And this is going to be generating some random number. From 0 to 255, you get some value. Here also you get some 0 to 255, and here also you are going to get 0 to 255. So when you take RGB, it can take 3 components, red component, blue component, and green component. So you can take a value between 0 to 55, 0 to 55, and 0 to 55. So for the red color, we pick a value between 0 to 55. And for RG, green, what exactly we take? 0 to 255, again some value we get. And here also we are going to get 0 to 255, some value. So here you get the random color. We create here random color, and with the help of this, we can change the background color. So like this is working. So this is called as here event handling. So here using the add event listener, we are actually adding the function here. So what is the function? This is function const rnd col equal to, here we are calling the random function. In the same way, here we call again random function. Here also we are calling random function. So this event listener doesn't have any name. So this is a anonymous function. We can call this as a anonymous function. When a function doesn't have a name, it's called as anonymous function. So using arrow function mechanism, we can implement anonymous functions. When a function doesn't have any name, it's called as a arrow. It's called as an anonymous function. So here btn add event listener. Event is what here click, and this part is nothing but here function. Okay, instead of going with a like anonymous function, even you can go with some function name as well. So what we do here, we created a function change background, then btn dot add event listener click change background. So earlier we were having here anonymous function, but here it is a function name we specified. So this is called as a named function. This is called as here a named function. Okay, so here the HTML button element will fire an event. Okay, when user clicks the button. So it defines an add event listener function, which we are calling here. We are passing it in two parameters. The string click to indicate that we want to listen to the click event. Buttons can fire lots of other events. You have so many other events, but we go with the click event here, such as mouse over, okay, or mouse down, mouse up, such events also we have. When the user moves the mouse over the button, or key down, when the user press a key and the button is focused. A function to call when the event happens. In our case, the function generates a random RGB color and sets the background color of the page to the body here. Okay, so what we do here, we go with a named function. This is called as a named function. So earlier we were not having any name there. So change background color is nothing but a named function. For a function, we have a name, but earlier we were not having any name. So that is called as an anonymous function. Either you can use anonymous function or you can go with the like here named function. So this is called as a named function. In contrast to this, if you come back to previous one, okay, if you come back to previous one, we don't have any name here. So this part is nothing but function. So we don't have any name here. So this is an anonymous function. From here to here, this you call as a anonymous function. But if you come here, you have a name for the function. This is called as a named function. Okay, it's a named function, and that function is also called as an arrow function. It's not arrow function, it is normal function. Okay, so we have like this the background color. Then what we do here, we are adding the event listener. btn add event listener. Event is what click here, and which function is going to listen to the click event. Change background function is going to be listening to this particular event. So this is called as here event handling. Now let me show programmatically this particular thing. Okay, now I want to create here some other page. So this is event handling. Handler.html. Okay, inside this, I go with the doc type. Then similarly, here it is HTML. Okay, then here I go with the like head. This is skeleton is required for us. Then you have here body. Then here we require some head. Sorry, not head, script is required, script. And here we need to define the required function. Okay, let us come to this part and try to copy here. Same thing, let us copy. So this is, okay. Now let me copy this here. So I want to copy this particular thing and I want to put here in the JavaScript here. Okay, in the script part I'm putting, but on the top I need to now set some button. Okay, this is here button. I write ID equal to, I just want to put it as here btn. Okay, ID is here btn. Okay, then here I want to add change bg color. So this is the caption we put on that. Now, first of all, you need to get the hold of the button there. So how do we get hold of the button? Using this one, we can get it. Document dot query selector, and these two also we require. So let us copy this one here. I copy even these two, then let me put here. Okay. So this must be double quotes or single quotes. Okay. Spaces we got. Fine. So now this is created for us. In the script part, we are defining two functions. So first function is random number, random, it's going to generate some random number. And second thing is what adding event listener, and this is an anonymous function. We don't have any name for this function, so that's why we call it as anonymous function, and we are not passing any parameter to this. Okay, we are not passing any parameter. Now let us try to run this. So when we click on this particular thing, it has to change color. Background color has to be changed. Okay, so this is event handler. Click on this. Okay, now what is happening in this? Go to this and try to see. Fine. So what happened here? BTN, document.query selector, BTN, I have taken. So instead of this, I go with the dot get element by ID. Then here it is BTN. I can go with the BTN here. The ID is what exactly? BTN. Okay. The ID is on the top. We have button ID equal to BTN. Okay. So when we click on that, we are adding a here event. Click event, we are trying to add. So when we click on that, it should actually change the color for us. Okay, it has to change the color for us. So just again, try to refresh this and try to run. Now color is changed here. If you click again here, you may get different color because that is not in our control. We are going with a random color here. The color is going to be random. So constant RNDCOL here equal to RGB. This is what template string. This is called as here template string. Okay, even we can print this value. So here what I do, okay, RNDCOL you have. Let us try to print here console.log followed by this is RNDCL. That means what random color it's going to generate. It's going to generate a random color for us. So now run this here. Okay, and I come to this point and try to see the developer tools. Click on the RGB color. What value it's speaking here? RGB 153, 248 and 111. Again, if you click on this, you get different values 103, 219 and 198. So like this random values it's speaking and with that it's painting the background. And this is what exactly anonymous function. Okay, so here it is what event listener is a anonymous function. Is an here anonymous function. So this is basically an anonymous function. We don't have any function name here. There is no function name. That's why we call it as here anonymous function. Okay. When you click on the button here, this function is getting executed. We added the event listener here. Event is click and this is called as here event listener. Okay. It is called as event listener. So here it is listening. When something like click event is occurring, then this code is going to be getting fired or this code is going to be getting executed. So this is called as here anonymous function. Okay, we don't have any name for this. Such functions are called as here anonymous functions. Okay, so now go with the named function. One more button we take here. We try to take here another button. Okay, let us go with this. Then write here btn1. Then we write here change.
How many colors will change? Any number limit you have given number plus one, no?
Yes.
In function math.random. Till
Here
how
what
many
happens,
times?
see, math.random is going to give you a number between 0 and 1. Okay. So when you take that 0 to how much you get in between 0 and 1 you get. When you multiply that with the 255, 256, so how much value you get normally?
255. 0 and 1
256
same
into
number.
some 0.1. In between 0 and 1, you have some number. Exactly, we don't know that. So when you multiply with 256, maximum value number, how much you can get? 255,
In
and
the
minimum is going to
decimal.
be 0. Correct? Here in this case,
0.
minimum is going to be 0, min 0, and max how much it is? It is 255. You get like this. So that's why we are going with the number plus 1. If you don't go with the number plus 1, minimum is 0, maximum is going to be 254 we get.
Okay.
Because you have a number, for example, let us calculate here. Okay, you have a number, I mean, you pick a random number between 0 and 1. So math.random is doing that. If you multiply that with 10, what value you get?
Decimal will go.
We get up to 9
0.5
only.
into
Maximum number can be 9, but not more than that. So let us print here console.log. See here, console.log. Okay, not here. As soon as application is launched, there we can write it. Here write console.log. Okay, then here I go with the math.rnd. Then multiply this with here 10. So how much maximum value you can get? You're going to get only up to 9, but not 10.
9. Okay.
Up to 9 you can get. So let us run and see here what value we get. Okay, this is random. Okay, refresh now. This is printing 9 point something. Okay, but exactly when you go with the when you go here with the floor, what value you get? You get 9 only. Okay, though you multiply with the 10, you are getting a value less than 10, not exactly 10, that is less than 10 you are getting. So when you go with the math.floor, what value you can get there? You are going to get it as 9 only.
9.
Okay, you get 9. So that's the reason I have taken it as number plus 1. If you go with the 255, so what value? 255 plus 1, 256. So when you multiply a number with 256, what value we get here? See, let us go with this and try to see with the 256. What maximum number we can get? See in this. You're getting 195. Again, you refresh 103 you get. Okay, then 89 you are getting. 167 you are getting. So like this, the values are changing. Okay, they're not constant, they are going to change, but maximum number, how much you get? You're going to get it as here, just 255, and minimum is 0. You have a minimum value 0 and maximum is going to be 255. So that's why
How
we are
much we
adding
have
here with the
typed
1.
there, that much only.
Yes,
We
yes,
are
up to
given in the
that much.
brackets 250.
Yes. So number plus 1, that's why I've given. You can get maximum 255. And when you look at the RGB function, we can take a value from 0 to 255 for every component. RGB is what exactly? Red, green, and blue component. For R component, you can have value from 0 to 255, and for green, you can have 0 to 255. And similarly, for the next, for the green, blue component also, you can take a value from 0 to 255. So we can give any range from that. So here they are changing continuously. If you try here, you are getting different values. Okay, when you click on the here, change BG color, you're getting 170, 128, 78, 117. Again, if you try here, 89, 130, 138, 213. Okay, so this way what is happening? They are changing, they are not constant, they keep on changing with the random values. You got this time 228. Okay, so this is what exactly it is a, here in this case, this is actually a named, anonymous function. Now let us try to write here a named function. Let us write here function. Okay, this is what change background. This is going to be the name of the function, change background. Like this we put. Okay, so in this function, let us write like this. Once again, we take same function here, this one. Okay, and here we are going to assign this value. We are going to assign this value, but we need to add event listener even for the BTN one. So let us go with this then, add the event listener. So after this, let us add the event listener here. Followed by the name of the function we need to specify here. Okay, we go with this, then try to execute this. So what do we get? See in this now. Nothing is happening. So what is the reason? Let us find here. So it is saying 245 something, but when you click on this, nothing is happening here. What could be the reason here? Change background is the function name. So we need to go with this color. So this is not getting fired at all. This has to be BTN1, not BTN, because you have two different objects. First one is BTN, second thing is what here? BTN1. So in the same manner, we need to get a constant value for BTN1 here. Go with this then, add here BTN1, okay, equal to, this is what BTN1, like this we take. Now, once again, execute this. Now color is changing. This is changing different, this is having different color, this is different color. Okay, so this is what BTN and this is here BTN1. So like this is a named event handler. Okay, this is here a named function. Here to the event handler, we give the name of the function. But here we don't give the name of the function. It's an anonymous function we specified there. This anonymous function, and this is what exactly a named function we specified. So like this is working here. This one is a unnamed function or anonymous function, and this is here a named function. btn1 dot add event listener, click here, change background. So like this we have written here. Okay, so next in this, sometimes what happens, after some work we have to remove them. Okay, you want to change only once the color. After that, you don't want to change. So therefore, you can remove the color there. So by using remove event listener method, you can do it. You can go there and you can write the remove event listener. With the help of that, you can remove it. So now come to the code block here. We come to this code block. Okay, but for this, you cannot remove event listener because this is anonymous function. We cannot remove. So for this, let us try to remove here. In the change background itself, I try to write. So once I change the color, I should not again have this one. So go with this btn1 dot, then followed by remove event listener. Okay, you can go here with the remove event listener. Here you have followed by what event this is. It is a click event. Followed by event listener name is what? Change background. So like this, you need to remove this. Okay, you can remove this now. You are going to remove. Once it is removed, what happens? So, after that, if you click the button, BTN1, color will not change. Okay, this will not be getting fired at all because initially we added here, but when you call the function, so first time color is changing. Then again, if you try to click on that, it will not fire for us. So go here and try to refresh. Okay, click on this. Subsequently, if you do, nothing changes there. It's not going to change because there is no event associated with this. No longer this is firing. So otherwise, again, see here, we go with the alert. Okay, BTN1, click it. Like this, I can have here. Okay, BTN1, click it, I can have here. So when I refresh it, first time you get the alert, but subsequent clicks will not give you any alert. It says BTN click it. Again, if you click on this, nothing is happening because we have removed the event here. We remove the event inside this btn1 dot remove event listener, click change background. So no longer this is going to fire for us because we have removed the event listener. You can add events. Similarly, we can even the remove. So you are adding listeners as well as you are removing listeners here. So this is what exactly removing the event listener. Okay. So similarly, we go with the next one here. Sometimes what happens, you can add more than one function. Okay, you can add more than one function to the event listener. So more than one function you can be calling sometimes or adding sometimes. So for that purpose, you need to write this way. So here, objects such as buttons that can fire events also usually have properties whose name is followed by the name. What is exactly on click event you have, on move, on mouse move event you have, on key up event you have, or key down event you have. So on is actually getting added there with every button there. So whenever you go for events, on you have initially on click, on mouse move, on double click, like that you have the event names. Okay. So here what I'm doing, I'm trying to add more than one, event handler to the same element. To the same element, I'm trying to add more than one event here. So now let me come to this point and show you how I can add more than one event. Okay, so here on top of this one, okay, this is what change color. I want to change even the front end color now. I would like to go with the front end color as well. Okay, so here I want to define one more function. This is exactly what change background. Okay, now this time I want to go with the change foreground here. Okay, so change, this is here foreground. Okay, and here it is. I just remove the alert. Then it's not background color. I just want to go with the color here. Dot color equal to this one. So I don't want to remove this here. I want to maintain as it is this one. Okay, I want to, now add this to the first BTN. Okay, first of all, I added one anonymous function. Next thing, what I do, BTN followed by dot add event listener. Okay, then again, this is here click function. So next step in this is here, I want to go with the change foreground. I'm adding here two events. So with this, what happens? Both background and foreground colors, they are going to change. Both background as well as foreground colors, they are going to be changing in this. So come to this and refresh. Click on this. Okay, click on this. So, but you're not seeing any change on the foreground color. We don't see anything like that. So let us try to put some text on the, like in the body, let us try to put some text. Come to this point and here, try to put some text. Welcome to event handlers. Okay, welcome to event handlers. We write this way, then try to here refresh. What is happening here? This color is getting changed. Again, if you go here, this color is changing here. Okay, you can go and see here that foreground color also changing here. That means more than one event is firing here in this example. Okay, more than one event is firing here. So first one is what? Anonymous function, and second thing is what here? Change foreground. So I added like this. BTN dot add event listener, click change foreground. So we are changing both background as well as foreground color with this. Okay, both background as well as foreground, we are changing in this. Nothing is firing here. So now it is changing. You can see here the blue color you got. Again, it is changing here. So this way, both events are firing here. So that means changing background color as well as changing the foreground color. That means more than one event you can associate with the given element. Need not be only one. Here, event listener, you can have more than one event listener. So I'm adding here two event listeners. First one is what? Anonymous function. Second thing is here, change foreground. So I'm associating with the BTN both the functions. Anonymous function as well as neighbor function, change foreground. So like this, with a particular element, okay, you can have here multiple event handlers. With the same click function, you can have multiple event handlers. So we are adding here two event handlers. One is to change background color, the other one is to change the foreground color. Okay, so next one here in this. Okay. Sometimes inside an event handler function, you'll see a parameter specified with a name such as event, EVT or E. So this is called the event object, and it's automatically passed to event handlers to provide extra features and information. So with the help of that, you can prevent default behavior. Okay, you can prevent actually default behavior. So how I prevent default behavior? See in this. So if you come to this one, okay, if you come to this point here, so to this event listener here, okay, I can pass E something like this here. I'm going to pass E or event, whatever it is, I can take event. Then here, next step, what I do, this is what event dot prevent default. Okay, you have here prevent default.
Event
So
spelling, sir.
yeah, events, correct. So I should go with the event dot. Okay, prevent default. So this function, this method I'm going to call, this function I'm going to call here. So what will happen with that? See in this. Refresh this, click on this, it is changing. Okay, everything is actually changing here in this case. So default behavior here is not working. So any error do we get? Okay. So now I come to this, onto the page I come here, then trying to add here some form. Okay, form, then this is here, method equal to post. Similarly, action equal to, okay, something like this. Okay, some page name I put here, like form.html. Something like form I put here. Okay, then here I go with the input, type equal to text. Okay, then this is name equal to txt. I put like txt name. Like this, I have created something. Then I want to go here with the submit button. Okay, then here I write input, type equal to submit. Okay, then id equal to btn submit. Okay, I'm going to create something like this. Then here, okay, value equal to, put it as here submit. Okay, submit. Then now when you click on this and when you click on the submit button, this may give some error for us. Okay, just refresh this here. You have a form. Click on the submit, is going to give error because I'm trying to call the action here form. This I'm trying to call. So now let me here add an event for this. I'm going to add some event to this. So this event here it is like function. Okay. Something like on submit, I put it. On submit. Then here I want to pass some event object here. Event object here. Okay. Then here write event dot prevent default. So go here with the event dot. So I'm going to call this prevent default. This is what exactly on submit. Function on submit. This is here event dot prevent default. So ID is what here btn submit. Okay. So again I take this one here in the bottom. I want to add this. Like here let or var btn2 equal to document dot get element by id. Okay, get element by id. Then here go with the btn submit. You are getting the hold of that particular thing. Then you need to add the listener here. So btn2, then dot followed by add event listener. We go with this, then here click event. Okay, after that we need to call the method there. What is that method we have? So on the top we have a method that is on submit. So we need to call that particular on submit here. On submit we call, then try to see in this. Okay, we are adding here. Now Let us see in this how it is going to work now. What is happening now? It is not getting submitted. We are changing the default behavior for this. Suppose if you comment that part, okay, you have here like on submit, somewhere I have written just now on submit. Here, what exactly? Prevent default I have written. So I'm commenting it. Now let me submit here again. Page refresh. Click on the submit. It's giving error this time. That means what? When you go with the submit button, as soon as you click on that, it tries to send to server. But suppose you want to here stop that default behavior. So therefore, what we do? We are just going to do that particular thing. Prevent default we need to do there. So here I can go with this event dot prevent default. So using this default behavior, we can stop. Now come to this point again, run here. Refresh, then click on the submit. Nothing is happening here. Reason, we here prevented the default behavior. So using this property, using this function, prevent default, you can stop actually the default functionality of the given submit button. So like this, sometimes you can prevent actually, from performing the action. So when you click on the button, normally what happens if it's submit button, it tries to submit. Okay, if it is reset button, what happens? It tries to clear. Okay, for reset also, let us try to write here. So next thing is reset button we take. Okay, this is ampersand NBSP. Again, NBSP this is. Then go here and try to make this as reset. Okay, reset this is BTN reset. Okay, this is what BTN reset value equal to reset this is. Okay, when we click on that, it has to clear all the things, whatever data you have on the text box, that must be cleared. So therefore, here write another function. Define another function here, write it as on reset. Okay, on reset this is. On reset, it has to fire, so we need to add the event listener. Okay, what was the name I have given there? BTN reset. We need to get hold of the BTN reset, then we can add here. So again, go here this way, where BTN3 equal to, go with the document.getElementById. Okay, dot get element by ID. And here it is, give the name BTN reset. Then after that, we need to add the event listener. Okay, take this, but change this to BTN3 here. Okay, on reset. We are going to call the on reset function. Okay, now when we try to reset, this should not happen there. Okay, I entered some type text here, something like this. When I click on the reset, it is not clearing. Okay, but suppose if you don't have the prevent default behavior, what will happen? See, with the reset, on reset, go to on reset. See here we have prevent default. Okay, now once again refresh this, try to type some text here, something like this. Click on the reset, it's getting cleared. Okay, when you type something here and when you click on the reset, it's getting cleared. So you can prevent actually default behavior using the event object here. Okay, sometimes if required, you can pass the event object. With the help of that, you can prevent actually the default operation. Okay, in both the submit as well as in the reset, we can use it. So in the submit, what is happening? Whenever you try to submit data, it is preventing it. Data is not getting submitted. Similarly, in the reset, what is happening? Whenever you have some form data, if you go with the reset, automatically they get cleared. But when you go with the event.prevent default, it will not be resetting things. So like this, depending on situation, you can use them. So next thing here, See, we have sometimes event objects. We have done this. So there is one more concept called event bubbling concept. This is very important concept actually. Event bubbling is a concept in the DOM, document object model. It happens when an element receives an input event and that event bubbles up, okay, to its parent and ancestor elements in the DOM tree until it gets to the root element. As long as it is not reaching root element, this is going to be getting bubbled event. That means it goes actually from top to bottom. So this is the default behavior of events on elements unless you stop the propagation. You need to stop it getting propagated. So otherwise what happens? It goes propagated. The event bubbling behavior makes it possible for you to handle an event in a parent element instead of the actual element that received the event. The pattern of handling an event on an ancestor element is called event delegation. Instead of handling on the button, you can handle on the somewhere in the div or wherever it is. Okay, let us try to see here what exactly happens in this case. Okay. So on body also, we try to write the event here. Okay, so let us go here and try to add something here, event listener, click event with the buttons, let us see. Here we try to see this. I don't want to prevent here default behavior. Okay, on submit, not on submit actually, on reset, I don't want to prevent it. Okay, then right here, alert, event on, reset button. Okay, alert on, reset button, reset button. But where exactly the reset button is set for us? It is in the form. It is available within the form. Okay, in the form it is available. So form where it is available, in the body it is available. Okay, that means what? From this button, the event percolates to form. From form where it goes to the body. So let us write here for the form also click event. Okay, let us write here the click event for the form. So just write here this one function form click. Okay, this is what here form click, alert, click on form. Okay, click on form here. Similarly, we need to go with the like here, right? So this is again body on click. Write this as here body click. Okay, click on body like this. We try to fire here. Okay, but when you come here for the form, what is the ID we have? We need to put an ID even for the form. So come here and try to add an ID. ID equal to something like my form. Let us put. It is my form. Okay, for body, we don't have any ID. Even for body, if you want to put an ID, you can put. So let us try to put an ID for this. ID equal to, it is my body, something like this I said. So now the event, how it is going to be firing, let us see. Okay, so here we have something like this. First of all, get like this here, where, okay, bd equal to here, right, document dot get element by ID. Okay, then here we go with the my body here. We are getting hold of the my body, then right here event. So bd dot add event listener. Okay, event listener. Then here, what is that event? It's a click event. Okay, then what is it exactly? Which function that is? Body click function we need to here attach. Okay, similarly, we go here with the form. Okay, same thing we copy here and try to set here. Okay, so this is what FRM I take, followed by this is my form here. Okay, this is here form click. This is here FRM dot add event listener. Here it is form click. Okay, So this is here form click. You need to add this way. A form click we have written. So are the ID same? Let us see. For the form, what is the ID we have? If you come to this point here, form. For form, this is my form, and for body, my body. This is. So using the IDs, we try to run this. Now refresh this. Okay, FRM click is not defined, it says. FRM click. Okay. Form click, that is not FRM click, form. Fine. So refresh this here. Now click on the reset button. Event on reset button. Click on form, click on body, it says. That means what? When you fire an event, it is going to form. Again, on top of the form, what is that exactly? Event to the body, it's going. This is called as actually percolation of the event. Okay, it's getting triggered from where exactly? From button to the form, from form to again where it's going to the body. This is the hierarchy. On top of in the hierarchy on top, it is what body? Within the body you have a form, in the form you have a button. So events actually they get percolated up to the root here. What is the root element? Body is the root element for us. Okay, now let us handle this. How do we handle? We go here with the here in this we go with the prevent default. Okay, so where exactly with the button event we need to do that? Where is the button event? BTN, we have somewhere. Okay, somewhere we have change foreground, change background, you have. Okay, so here it is on reset event dot prevent default. Now save this and try to run again. Here, what will happen? Now click on the reset. It says event on reset button. Click on form, click on body. So it is still getting propagated. Still it is actually getting propagated for us. So reset on form on body, it has to prevent the default behavior. Okay. So if you go with the event dot prevent default, it is not actually getting prevented. Once again, here let us see this. Click on the reset. Okay. So then once this is done here, we write this way. Okay. Event dot handled equal to, let's try to put this as here true. So with this probably the propagation can be getting stopped. Okay. So here refresh. It's not getting stopped here. So propagation we need to stop here. So alert event on reset button. This is fine here. Event handled. Okay. What are the properties we have? Let us see here. Event dot. Okay. You have here. Equal to, let us go here with the true. After this, let us see what will happen. But still, this is going actually onto the root. So we need to stop this particular thing here. Okay. So to stop this one, exactly I can use here. You have here event dot. Okay, what are the things we have in this? Event dot. Prevent default random we have, style we have here. So we don't have anything here. Okay, so event equal to, then here what we do, we try to go with the null. Okay, with null, the percolation whether it stops or not, let us see. Okay, click on the reset. Still this is getting calculated. Okay, we need to stop going up to onto the root. So see in the documentation whether I have kept anything here or not. You have to prevent it. Okay. So from current slide, we go to the next. Okay. 0 to 1, fine. Okay. So this is about the events, but why it is not getting stopped? Event equal to null. If I take, it's not working. If you go with the prevent default, this is not fire. This is not actually stopping. Okay. Cancel anything like this. Do I have here? Cancel. I don't have event dot event dot, but here it must be somewhere. Body click you have here. Okay. Console event. You don't require multiple times. Okay. Stop anything like that. We have propagation. We don't have any such mechanism. Okay, so this is getting fired properly. But if you go with this should not be like working. Some body click we have. Form click FRM, log, on reset, random. These are coming properly, no issue with that. Okay. This is distort, parent. We don't have anything like that. This means current object it is. Okay. We'll discuss in the next session regarding this. So something I'm missing here. A long back we handled all these things. But basically this is what here events and event propagation. Okay. So here it is getting propagated up to top level element. Top level element is body. Within the body you have form. Within the form you have button. So when you click on the button, the event goes up to the, basically it can go up to the the body. Okay. So if body is handling that particular thing, this is called as your event delegation. Okay. It is called as basically event delegation. But as soon as we click on the button, we need to stop that. So in next session, we discuss about it. Any other questions, please?